Live from WSLS, this is 10 News at 6, working for you.
Good evening and thanks for joining us for 10 News at 6. I'm Jessica Jewell. A mass shooting at a graduation party in Miami early this morning has left 3 people dead and at least 5 others hurt. Police say 1 or 2 vehicles pulled into a strip mall parking lot as people were leaving the party and opened fire on the crowd. One woman who was killed was a state corrections officer. Police believe it was a targeted shooting.
We all got to work together to stop this. I mean, it just has to. We cannot continue with this series of gun violence every weekend. You're seeing it around the country. We got to stop it here in Miami-Dade County.
1 week ago, another mass shooting in Miami-Dade County killed 3 people and left 20 others hurt. On Friday, President Joe Biden rejected a new counteroffer on infrastructure from Republicans. The 2 parties are still billions of dollars away from securing a deal. Biden has a paper-thin majority in the Senate and needs the backing of moderates to get the bill passed.
Republicans are going to be talking about defining themselves based on our differences on things like what is infrastructure.
We need a bipartisan infrastructure bill. We most definitely need that. And infrastructure is something that's been delayed for far too long by past administrations. So it's time for us to move forward.
Biden also wants $400 billion to boost caregiving for the elderly and those with disabilities, while the GOP wants that investment left out. President Biden is also promising to address cyber attacks by Russian criminals in his summit with Vladimir Putin 10 days from now. The Justice Department is launching a new task force to prosecute cyber attackers, treating those cases with the same priority as terrorism. Lawmakers want greater transparency.
We need to send this strong message that paying of ransomware only exacerbates and accelerates this problem. You are encouraging the bad actors.
We ought to put in place, and we've got bipartisan legislation to do this, to require that when companies get attacked, they notify the government. There is no requirement right now.
Putin has called the allegations nonsense. The FBI says it's currently investigating about 100 different types of ransomware. Vice President Kamala Harris is expected to leave for Guatemala today, her first foreign trip as a member of President Biden's cabinet. The goal is to improve diplomatic ties with Guatemala and Mexico in an attempt to slow down the spike in migration at the U.S. border. Meghan and Harry, the British royals now living in California, are the proud parents of a baby girl. Lilibet Diana Mountbatten Windsor was born Friday. The couple's press secretary says both Meghan and Lilibet are doing well and are back home. The birth follows a crazy year for the couple after stepping down from royal duties and moving to the U.S. Thousands of athletes completed the Ironman triathlon today, overcoming 70.3 miles of a rigorous course, and many are eager to do it again. About 1,600 athletes dove into Carvin's Cove, biked through the Roanoke Valley, and ran through the Greenway to the finish line. 24-year-old Matt Schaefer from Boston earned first male finisher with a time of 4 hours and 11 minutes. The first female finisher was a bit harder to determine because of the rolling start. It ultimately went to Katie Buss after beating competitor Marnie Sumball by 2 seconds.
Really, I was like, I had no idea. So I was just trying to hold, like I said, just hold it together on the run. And when I finished, I was so excited.
Coming from Blacksburg, she says it means the most to her to compete in a race close to home.
Your local weather authority, always watching and tracking for you from the JES Weather Center.
It's fairly quiet for this weekend until this afternoon, starting to see some showers and thunderstorms that have fired up, most of which have been off towards the New River Valley and south side, tracking off towards the north and northeast, not moving very quickly, packing a punch, dropping a lot of heavy rain, quite a bit of lightning associated with these cells, and we will continue to see these for the next few hours. Luckily, none of these storms have been severe. We do have one that's kind of been focused along 81, but again is tracking off towards the north and northeast over towards Blacksburg. This is dropping a lot of heavy rain. We move further to our south. Fancy Gap picking up on some very heavy rain at this point. This is going to continue to track off towards areas closer to, say, 221. And then we head back towards south side. Martinsville has been picking up on this stronger cell for a little while. A lot of lightning with this, and this is also going to be bringing us some heavier rainfall into Danville here shortly. So just make sure that you're staying very weather aware for this evening. Again, the severe threat is low, but this is also producing a lot of heavy rain for us. us. In fact, we're looking live to our sky cam over in Blacksburg. You see those wet road conditions. In fact, it was pretty cool just a short time ago watching the storm move past the camera. You can see all of that in the distance is just a lot of very heavy rain. Temperatures have been very warm today. In fact, they've been very similar to what we saw yesterday. However, our humidity has been higher, causing these temperatures to feel quite a bit warmer. We're still at 90 degrees over in Lynchburg. Here in Roanoke, we hit a high of 91 today, now back at 87 degrees. Especially with some of that rain around, temperatures are running cooler in the New River Valley. That is why you're in the 70s, because you have that rain keeping you just a little bit cooler. Here over the next few hours, temperatures are going to be dropping a little bit slower because we do have some more cloud cover around for this evening. By tomorrow morning, temperatures will be running very mild into the 60s, even some lower 70s out there, which is something that we have not seen yet this year. 71 over in Alta Vista, 70 for Lynchburg. And for your future tracker for the rest of this evening, we'll hold on to that rain. I do think most of this is going to clear out by about midnight, 1 a.m. or so. And then we start off our Monday very overcast. By lunchtime, some rain is starting to get fired up, and then in the afternoon and evening hours we have to watch that potential once again. This is going to stay mostly off towards the west of the Parkway, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see some rain in central and south side, maybe just not as much. And then we head towards Tuesday around lunchtime, and it's just a repeating process. If anything, though, the storms will be more widespread heading into Tuesday, so make sure you do have your WSLS 10 weather app handy for this week, because it is going to be busy for us. Temperatures tomorrow are going to be in the 70s and 80s, several degrees cooler than today, but again, we still have that higher humidity. It's going to be feeling muggy, and then you factor in the rain. It's going to be a difficult few days for us. Notice those temperatures are staying in the 80s, but the rain chances are also sticking with us. It looks to be most active anywhere from Tuesday to about Friday. So again, make sure you are staying up to date and stay weather aware for this week. Jessica?
Delaney, thank you. Veterans and officials gathered today for the 77th commemoration of D-Day. On June 6, 1944, more than 150,000 Allied troops participated in the largest seaborne invasion in history. Survivors of the invasion say they're eternally honored to have served.
When I was walking up the hill in World War II, I thought it was a tremendous privilege. And I'm grateful for the opportunity. Never give up on the American people. They'll meet any challenge and win it.
Coming up on 10 News at 11, we'll hear from other officials about the everlasting legacy these soldiers left behind. That is all the time we have for now. Thanks so much for watching. We will see you back here tonight at 11.